Like it or not, our kids are using AI. Whether for school or in their personal lives, our kids are interacting with AI every day. Hi, I'm Chad, and I grew up in the 90s, so I was part of the first internet native generation. Our kids now, this next generation, is part of the AI native generation. This is the first generation to grow up where AI is the reality in the world we live in. I'll discuss 4 things to teach your kids about how to use AI responsibly, and I'll give you some tips for how to get them started down the right path. You know, it's our job as parents to teach our kids how to use technology responsibly. You may think that your kids are learning about how to use AI in school, but that might not necessarily be the case. The Center for Democracy and Technology has just published a report about survey findings on the use of AI amongst parents, teachers, and students. And I'll provide a link to this report in the description below. This report found that under half of both teachers and students have actually received AI training in their school. So if it's our responsibility as parents to teach our kids about how to use technology responsibly, here are the 4 things that your kids need to know about AI. And for this, we'll look at a guide from Google that provides helpful tips for families on how to have conversations around AI. I'll provide a link to this article in the description also. So we'll actually start at point number 2, and this will be my first thing that you need to talk to your kids about. It's that AI is not human. AI is a powerful computer program that learns from a massive amount of data and can provide inferences and knowledge based on that data. Now, because AI can seem human in how it speaks to us, it can get confusing as to whether or not it has emotions, and really, we can get confused about the inhumanness of AI, especially our kids. Now, the CDT survey found that interactions with AI among students are actually affecting their real-life relationships. Now, here's some statistics about how students are using AI. There's academic ways, and then there's non-academic ways. And notice that 42% of the respondents say that themselves or a friend has used AI as a friend or companion. And 19%, they responded, have used AI as a romantic relationship, like a digital boyfriend or digital girlfriend. So it can be easy to start to develop these emotional connections because AI is trained on data that is emotional, and so it can mimic human emotions. Another recent article here shows that 1 in 5 high schoolers has had a romantic AI relationship or knows someone who has. AI use among students is also affecting their relationships with their parents. These statistics here show that a whopping 66% of parents and 70% of the responding students say that their parents, the parents of these students, don't have any idea how they're using AI. 38% of students say that it's easier to talk to AI than to their parents. And only about 46% of parents have actually said that they've talked to their kids about potential dangers or downsides associated with back and forth conversations with AI. So the key thing that we need to teach our kids is to remember that AI can help answer questions and provide information, but it should not be used to make emotional connections. All right, the second thing to talk about is that AI can make mistakes, and it does make mistakes. AI is only as good as the data that it's trained on, and it can get confused sometimes. AI can also be biased based on the biases of the data that it was trained on. So here's a recent article from OpenAI about their latest version of the ChatGPT model. And they say that the latest model shows improved bias levels and greater robustness to charge prompts, reducing bias by 30% compared to prior models. So even OpenAI is acknowledging that the AI models can be biased. AI can also what's called hallucinate, where the AI model can just make up information but state it as fact. It's easy to feel an amount of trust within AI because it was trained on such vast amounts of data. It should know the correct answers, right? But what we need to teach our kids is that they need to validate what AI is providing. They can't just take it as fact or truth. They need to verify. All right, the third thing that you need to teach your kids is that AI is a tool to enhance their thinking, but it should not do the thinking for them. The next generation will miss out on important knowledge building and life skill development if they're relying too heavily on AI. Does students' use of AI diminish their critical thinking skills? And across the board, including 64% of students said that they are worried that the use of AI will weaken key skill sets. So even students are worried about these things. And another recent article from Time magazine from a student says, "My generation is afraid of thinking without AI." Now, within a school setting, there's also this temptation to use AI for plagiarism, to provide work that you didn't actually do, that AI created for you. In this article here, he says, "At the private high school I graduated from this spring in Chicago, AI wasn't just tempting, it was a habit." He goes on to say, "It doesn't matter the topic, my peers would use these tools for everything from English essays to math problems or Spanish translations. Kids are even using it for online quizzes. And it's not just the kids who are barely passing that use it. The straight A kid, the debate team stars, everyone." Now, this is coming from a student. So the important thing to teach your kids is to think for themselves. AI can be a great tool to enhance learning, to enhance studying, but it should not be used to create work that your student could otherwise be creating for themselves. Teach them about the importance of building those life skill sets that they're going to need regardless of the future of AI. And the fourth thing to talk to your kids about is that AI shouldn't be trusted with important private information. This means that kids should not be entering their phone numbers, their home addresses, even uploading pictures of themselves into the AI models, because AI models might use that data to train versions, and that data could become part of the AI model and could be extracted out from other people in the future. What we need to teach our kids is that private information should remain private and should not be given out to any AI system. And we need to teach our kids not just to protect themselves in this way, but to also protect others around them in this way, because AI is being used among students to create things like deepfakes and non-consensual intimate imagery, or NCII, that is harming other people. This type of content is malicious, it is false and deceptive. It's used in bullying, and it can really be detrimental to a student's life. The survey here even shows that only less than 40% of students even are aware that these types of things are happening in their schools. 69% of teachers report that their school or school district has not shared policies or procedures about how to address deepfake NCII. And again, only 40% of students say that they received any information about deepfake NCII, any types of learning about what it is, how to prevent it. So these are the things that as parents we need to be teaching to our kids. All right, so parents, it starts with us. So I want to give you 3 tips for how to get your kids started on the right track with AI. First, create an open dialogue with your kids about what your expectations are for how they use AI in a responsible way. Allow them to ask questions and let you know if they experience anything uncomfortable in their use with AI. And second, use AI with them. Brainstorm ideas with them on how they can use AI in practical ways for their homework or for a personal topic of interest, and actually use an AI tool with them to start to teach them what's the appropriate and proper way to use these tools. And third, consider OpenAI's parental control tools that they've built into ChatGPT and Sora. So you can link your teen's account to your parent account to provide a safe and controlled environment for your teen to start learning how to use AI. I have another video that talks all about OpenAI's parental controls, so check that out if you're interested. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you using AI? Are you aware of your kids' usage of AI? What do you think about this article? Let me know. Thanks.